Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be talking about how Hedera could potentially power the world. So firstly, I'd like to bring to your attention a thread of tweets I recently came across provided by Hedera Labs. So Hedera Labs is a DeFi staking protocol. It provides the potential for crypto holders to actively stake their cryptos on the platform. So Hedera Labs is set to make the staking of HBAR available on its platform in the near future. So the string of tweets provided by Hedera Labs went into detail surrounding the number of developments and initiatives directly occurring on Hedera and the quantity of value actively stored on the Hedera network, whereby the tweets read, "A lot of good things are being said about Hedera. To add to that, did you know that 2.5 billion total value locked could be unleashed for the Hedera ecosystem?" Hedera Labs then provided details in regards to what such projects involve, and noted the DeFi space is booming with several projects coming every day. Currently, there are over 500 projects which are being built on Hedera. So projects surrounding DeFi, as indicated by Hedera Labs, is primarily focused on DEX developments and staking solutions. So projects, especially surrounding DeFi, may have migrated and directly implemented Hedera's use cases, namely due to the rolling out of the Smart Contracts 2.0 update, whereby the update sees the compatibility between the Ethereum and Hedera network, whereby developers will be able to actively use the Solidity coding language to actively build their dApps on Hedera. And this factor could be highly attractive, especially for developers currently based on Ethereum, whereby with Hedera's superior innate qualities, such developers may migrate away from Ethereum to Hedera, and such developers won't need to spend too much time in recreating their dApp, as Solidity is now available on Hedera. So as mentioned by Hedera Labs, there's over $2.5 billion worth of total value locked within the Hedera network, coupled with a number of DeFi protocols and projects directly migrating or utilizing the Hedera network. The sizable influx of developments and projects could lead to latency disruptions on other DLT offerings. However, Hedera's network puts itself ahead over the vast majority of other DLT offerings, especially surrounding scalability, which in turn will lead to reductions in the ability for latency restrictions to be induced. Coupled with Hedera's already impressive scalability, whereby it can process over 10,000 transactions per second, when sharding mechanisms are directly induced to the Hedera network, the capacity for transaction validation could be significantly enhanced, whereby sharding mechanisms could lead to the validation of unlimited number of transactions per second. So the following clip features Dr. Baird indicating the implication sharding could have on the overarching Hedera network.
Oh, great question. And I just remembered you said sharding. Your previous question asked about sharding as well. So I should have talked about that too. So I'll answer them both right here. Okay. Sharding is a cool thing. We're doing this. We will be doing this. Other ledgers are doing it. And sharding gives you really high throughput. So, I said many tens of thousands. That was for a single shard. For unlimited shards, you have unlimited throughput. I mean, you really can. You can do 1 million transactions a second if you have enough shards. You can do 1 billion transactions a second if you have enough shards. You can do 1 trillion transactions a second if you have enough shards. Now, it only works if the transaction patterns are the right kind. So what you would have to do is say, well, if our transactions end up getting spread out well across all the shards, then there is no limit. You could do, a quadrillion transactions per second if you had a quadrillion shards to do it, and each one's only being given 1 transaction a second. However, if all of your transactions are going to one account, transferring to one account, and you don't have a replica of that account in other shards or sub-accounts of it in other shards, then of course, shards don't help at all. You'll run at the speed of a single shard. Sharding didn't help. And so what we would expect is that the real world is a mixture of both kinds, and that you would take some steps, like if it's a really popular account, you sort of have sub-accounts in several other shards to kind of spread out the work. There's various tricks you can do. And so what you would expect is that sharding is incredibly useful. We will absolutely be able to do more than 1 million a second when we have shards. If you have enough shards, you have any speed you want. And I do expect that access patterns would be such that you could actually get in the real world more than 1 million a second with us. And that's true. There will also be cases where the access patterns really do need to have a single shard be fast. And in those cases, we really will be fast. So that's this answer to the speed. The answer for the security is fascinating. And this is true for any system that does sharding, except we're a little bit better in some ways. The whole point of sharding is that you don't keep the whole history of everything in every shard. The whole point was to divide up your effort. And so,
as mentioned by Dr. Baird, when sharding mechanisms are directly induced to the Hedera network, this could potentially lead to the validation of unlimited number of transactions per second. So the benefits induced and associated with sharding mechanisms could bring about a number of benefits to a number of industries around the world, whereby, as mentioned on this channel on a number of instances, the rolling out of CBDCs look almost certain to be a reality in the near future. whereby a number of central banks around the world are in the process of or currently conducting research in regards to their respective CBDCs. So Hedera's network and utility is directly being used for a number of CBDC developments and initiatives around the world, whereby the fintech company MTech, which specializes in developing CBDCs for central banks, directly leverages the Hedera consensus service for their core CBDC ledger solution. So currently, the likes of the Ghanaian Central Bank and Nigerian Central Bank are currently conducting sandbox CBDC initiatives through MTech, and these sandbox initiatives will directly utilize Hedera's network and take advantage of Hedera's innate qualities, especially surrounding its throughput. And as mentioned by Dr. Baird, sharding mechanisms could potentially lead to the validation of unlimited number of transactions per second, and this factor could be highly attractive, especially over a national economy. So Hedera's impressive scalability and throughput has led to other organisations around the world actively eyeing Hedera as a viable platform to build their offerings on, whereby a Fortune 10 company is set to directly utilise Hedera's consensus and tokenization service for their utility, whereby a few months ago Dr. Baird stated during a blockchain event, a Fortune 10 company is planning to build a product engine that leverages Hedera's tokenization service for token issuance and Hedera's consensus service for data integrity, allowing any end user to introduce trust, transparency and seamless value exchange into business workflows. This product will potentially be used by thousands of enterprises and startups. So as stated by Dr. Baird, the Fortune 10 company, which provides support to thousands of enterprises and startups around the world, may have turned to the Hedera network mainly due to its scalability and high throughput, whereby, as mentioned in the previous clip, Hedera can process potentially unlimited numbers of transactions when sharding mechanisms are directly induced to its network. And furthermore, the company may have turned to the Hedera tokenization service, namely due to the innate qualities and characteristics synonymous with tokenization on Hedera, whereby a token minting on Hedera only costs $1. And this is quite unique within the DOT sphere, whereby token minting, especially on platforms such as Ethereum, is purely determined by the amount of traffic occurring on its network at a specific time. So the fixed and low costs associated with the minting of NFTs and tokenization utility on Hedera could be an enticing factor which draws not only the Fortune 10 company to utilize Hedera's use case, but other developers, be it DeFi or dApp developers in general. So as more developers, innovators or governmental bodies directly utilize Hedera's use cases, Hedera could be a hotspot for DLT initiatives around the world in years to come. What are your thoughts on Hedera? Do you think Hedera could power the world? Let us know your views in the comments below. Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, subscribe and click on the notification bell. Let us know your views in the comments below. Thank you for watching and we'll see you in the next video.